Attention, please. Honorable councillors, this special council meeting today is 100% online. Let's have a moment of prayer and or meditation. Thank you. Amen. Thank you very much. His Worship the Executive Mayor, Honorable Chief Kekana and his entourage, Honorable Chief Matlangu and his entourage, members of the Mayoral Committee, Leader of Executive Business, Chief Whip of Council, Chair of Chairs, Chairpersons of Section 79 committees, leaders of all political parties represented in Council, Honorable Councillors, officials, members of the media, esteemed City of Tshwane residents, and the public, I welcome you to this special council meeting. Honorable councillors, let me also extend a special word of welcome to Councillor Hey Andries Breitenbach, the newly elected ward councillor, following the recent by-election in Ward 96. Councillor Breitenbach, you are welcome to the City of Tshwane. Honorable councillors, our country is mourning the demise of the following icons. Dr. Deborah Fraser, the South African gospel singer, who passed away on the 15th of May, 2022, after a short illness. Councillor Mphomo Erane, former City of Johannesburg Executive Mayor and ANC activist, who passed away on the 18th of May, 2022, following a fatal accident. Honorable councillors, on behalf of the City of Tshwane, we would like to express our sincere condolences to their respective families. May their souls rest in peace. Honorable councillors, the purpose of this special council meeting today is to allow the MMC for Finance to deliver the budget speech, covering budget principles and priorities for the 2022-2023 financial year. Now let's move on to item B, which is applications for leave of absence. Please be informed that all councillors' leave of absence from this meeting, as approved by the Chief Whip of Council, will be submitted to the Office of the Speaker directly for capturing in the minutes. Item C, the official notices, there is none. Item D, unopposed proposals by the Speaker and other proposals allowed by the Speaker, there is none. Item E, the delivery of the budget speech 2022-23 financial year by the MMC for Finance. Honorable councillors, I will now call on the MMC for Finance to deliver the budget speech for the medium-term revenue and expenditure framework for the 2022-23 financial year. MMC Sutton.
Honourable Speaker, the Executive Mayor of Tshwane, Honourable Chief Kekana and his entourage, Honourable Chief Matlangu and his entourage, Chief Whip of Council, members of the Mayoral Committee, leaders of all political parties represented in Council, distinguished guests, Honourable Aldermen and Councillors, the Acting City Manager, officials of the City of Tshwane, members of the media, and most importantly, our City of Tshwane residents. A warm welcome to you all, and thank you for joining us today for this budget speech. Honourable Speaker, may I start by expressing my sincere gratitude for the opportunity to deliver the 22-23 financial year budget speech before this chamber today. It is indeed a great honour to outline our city's budget that is geared towards maintaining financial stability, to advance service delivery, and drive critical infrastructure investment. This budget speech comes after the Executive Mayor, Alderman Randall Williams, delivered the State of the Capital address where he accounted for the year that we have been in office and outlined our plans to take this city forward. During his State of the Capital address, the Executive Mayor implored us to always put the residents and needs of the residents at the forefront of our work in the city. And with this in mind, we have tried our best to put together a balanced budget that prioritizes service delivery for all Tshwane residents. This budget also represents the collective strategic priorities of our multi-party coalition government. It remains important that we put our political differences aside and commit to our shared goals to strengthen service delivery in the city of Tshwane. Honourable Speaker, our residents entrusted us as coalition partners with an important responsibility to drive quality service delivery in the city of Tshwane. It is on this note that in formulating the 2023 financial year budget, we were guided by our shared values and principles. Furthermore, we have aligned this budget with our 10 strategic focus areas to develop Tshwane and fast-track service delivery. And Speaker, we prioritize the electrical grid and water infrastructure, provide stringent financial management and oversight, be a business-friendly city that promotes investment and economic.
There is a point of order.
Enhance city safety, security, and emergency services, maintain a clean and protected natural environment, expand our road infrastructure and public transportation, be a city that responds to the vulnerable and provides social relief, modernize and digitize our city processes, provide a professional public service that drives accountability and transparency, and create a healthy and vibrant city. Now, Honourable Speaker, while these strategic priorities look good on paper, actually delivering on these will take a lot of work with sound and realistic budget, such as the one we are placing before this council. We are very much aware that the task before us is not an easy one. To govern a large metro like the city of Tshwane is not an easy task, especially when we have had to start correcting the failures of previous administrations. However, our multi-party coalition government team is fit for purpose and fully committed to the cause. Honourable Speaker, for us to truly take the city of Tshwane forward, we must start to acknowledge that our current service delivery levels are not where we would like them to be. Having gone through the integrated development plan and budget public consultation process, our residents have voiced their service delivery concerns and needs. We have also noticed a great deal of service delivery discontentment via our social media platforms. What this means for us, colleagues, is that we need to be frank about our service delivery shortfalls and work towards addressing them by improving our service delivery levels to a point where residents can start seeing the difference. Colleagues, we can show all the improvement on paper we want, but if the perceptions of residents on the ground do not reflect increased service delivery, we would have failed. One of our major challenges we are facing is cable theft across all regions of Tshwane. This is a serious crime that negatively affects our ability to provide a consistent power supply to our residents. The issue also affects our already stretched budget, as millions of rand is required to replace the stolen cables. And then one must consider the holistic cost of losses to the city of Tshwane when it comes to economic growth opportunities, as well as job creation in our borders. Cable theft affects everyone, and we should unite as a city with stakeholders, with residents, and all spheres of government to fight this economic sabotage. Honourable Speaker, for this reason and for this urgency, we have allocated the budget of 10 million rand to our cable theft unit to further capacitate them with technology and tools to assist them in the fight against cable theft. The organised crime syndicates involved in cable theft are highly resourced, and it's high time that our cable theft unit start matching and outperform them when it comes to resources. Honourable Speaker, we must be realistic about what we can achieve. The 22-23 budget was prepared during a difficult economic climate in this country. Therefore, in formulating this budget, we had to strike a very fine balance between the needs of our residents and the financial stability of the city. Never an easy task. Much like the rest of the country, we are still recovering from the negative impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, which continues to affect This would include some of the following projects. Upgrade to the Bronkhorstbaai water treatment plant, we have allocated 35 million rand. Upgrade to the Bronkhorstbaai water treatment plant, 1 million rand to commence with the design phase. To replace worn out water pipes, we have allocated 80 million rand. And water conservation and water demand management, we have allocated 90 million rand. Honourable Speaker, allow me to move to our Energy and Electricity Department. Further, for the 22-23 financial year, we have allocated the department a handsome chunk of the pie, totaling 11.9 billion rand of its operational budget. This allocation demonstrates our commitment to address the electricity supply challenges we face in the city of Tshwane. We have taken notes of residents' concerns and frustrations with prolonged power outages. We are working to eliminate some of these challenges by investing in multiple substation refurbishment and upgrade projects. The following are a few of the broad investment areas for new infrastructure and infrastructure maintenance and refurbishment we will embark on. We will refurbish the Wapadrand substation, and we have allocated 35 million rand towards this. Refurbishment of the Mooikloof substation, we have allocated 30 million rand towards. Refurbish of the Klipvom substation, we have allocated 30 million rand. Refurbish of the Roslyn substation, we have allocated 14 million rand. And the refurbishment of the Pyramid substation, we have allocated 25 million rand. We are also continuing to fund the expansion of prepaid electricity meters, which we have made provision for, as mentioned earlier, of 57 million rand towards this project. And rolling out prepaid meters is a key part of our strategy to improve revenue collection in the city. Honourable Speaker, it is important that our city's ratepayers must continue to see progressive and improved service delivery. The city has an important responsibility to ensure that we deliver everyday basic services, such as maintaining streetlights, patching of potholes, fixing water leaks, and many other everyday matters. Our Regional Operations and Coordination Department is tasked with delivering these core services to our residents, with an allocation of 3.1 billion rand. The department will work to ensure that the city maintains its everyday infrastructure. The budget will be spread out across all 7 regions in Tshwane. To highlight a few of these projects, Speaker, 261 million rand has been allocated for electrical grid infrastructure repairs and maintenance, while our streetlight maintenance has been allocated 88 million rand to keep our city illuminated. Maintaining our water infrastructure is vital in keeping our non-revenue water losses to a minimum. In this regard, water leak maintenance has been allocated 113 million rand to improve our management of and response to water leaks. We have also allocated 58 million rand to sewer maintenance to address blockages and protect the city sanitation system. Speaker, moving to road maintenance. We have made an allocation of 154 million rand, which represents a budget increase of about 17 million rand from the previous financial year. Part of this allocation includes reactive maintenance to the value of 62 million rand, which looks to address potholes and road repairs. Road resurfacing has been allocated 7.5 million rand to ensure that we keep our roads well maintained.
Moving to road maintenance.
We have also allocated an amount of 29.5 million rand to repair sinkholes in affected areas across the city of Tshwane. Keeping our city clean is crucial and inspire confidence with visible service delivery. Therefore, we have allocated 131 million rand towards horticultural services and grass cutting at city parks, on sidewalks and pavements, and in open public spaces so that the city looks renewed and manicured. An impressive 25 million rand have been allocated towards the rehabilitation of the Centurion Lake. This allocation will go a long way to restore life in the polluted lake and prevent further risk of flooding during heavy rainfall. But importantly, to see economic growth, investment, and job creation in the Centurion CBD. Our people need jobs, and we need to grow and create, and setting up the private sector. We need to create that ambient speaker for the private sector to create jobs and to invest in the city. And all these aspects are geared, speaker, to say to the private sector that the city of Tshwane is ready, and we're open for investment, and we want them to come and create jobs in our city. Honourable Speaker, the successes of service delivery prioritization lies in planning, 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 and then proper planning to make sure that we optimize efficiency and effectiveness in the area of spending. And we depend on our officials to make this happen. Honourable Speaker, I mentioned earlier that we crafted this budget during a difficult economic climate with our country facing high levels of unemployment, continued low economic growth, and increasing prices of basic goods. However, despite these challenges, our city has a responsibility to push ahead and work towards unlocking possible economic opportunities while creating a viable environment for businesses to invest. The Economic Development and Spatial Planning Department is fully committed to charting a way forward in this regard. The department has been allocated 188 million rand across the board to facilitate various strategic programs and to spark economic activity and potentially attract investment into the city. An allocation of 5.7 million rand will go towards supporting small, medium, and micro enterprises and local economic development initiatives. And Speaker, that 5.7 million rand well spent can see a whole number of jobs created by our small, medium, and micro enterprises. The city is currently operating 6 business support centers in partnership with the Small Enterprise Development Agency to provide enterprise development to startups and existing small, medium, and micro enterprises. Furthermore, the Economic Development and Spatial Planning Department is planning to extend the business support center's footprint by exploring ICT solutions to provide online enterprise development support to the small, medium, and micro enterprises, cooperatives, and, very importantly, informal traders. Moving to the informal trading sector, an allocation of 7 million rand has been provisioned to finalize phase 2 of the Marabastad trading and marketing schools. And MMC Leroux, this is a project close to your heart, and I know you will make this happen. Thank you for the work that you are doing. Both informal trading allocations demonstrate our commitment to support and prioritize this important sector. We take informal traders seriously here in Tshwane, as the sector offers job opportunities to our residents and promotes a valuable spirit of entrepreneurship. In addition to this funding, the city will seek to finalize a memorandum of agreement with Nissan South Africa as well as BMW to construct informal trading stalls in the Rossland area. Another key local economic node is the City of Tshwane Fresh Produce Market, which plays an important role in food security and empowering the informal sector in Tshwane and beyond. To lend our support, we have allocated 8 million rand towards the maintenance of this market, and an additional allocation of 10 million rand will go towards upgrading and extending the market facilities. Combined, the city is investing 18 million rand to support and upgrade the Tshwane Fresh Produce Market. Honourable Speaker, our multi-party coalition government is committed to strengthening online customer service to fast-track service delivery. The Shared Services Department has been pushing to digitize a number of our client services in order to make it easier for our customers to interact with the city beyond normal working hours. To carry out its duties, which include driving good governance, organizational development, and customer service innovation, the department has been allocated a combined budget of 1.5 billion rand. In line with the theme of the year of the State of the Capital Address, which is building a data-driven city to fast-track service delivery, the department will spend 11 million rand to acquire licenses and develop a new customer relations management platform. Another allocation of 11 million rand will go towards the completion of the e-health system, which will start allowing for the digitization of municipal clinic services. We have also budgeted 30 million rand over 3 years for the full automation of built environment function. This will allow for online applications for building plans, rezoning applications, modifications of structures, appeal notices, and many other functions. Honourable Speaker, one of our priorities for the 22-23 financial year is the provision of public Wi-Fi, especially to assist the youth to have internet access for educational and employment opportunities. Admittedly, the availability of Wi-Fi services has been greatly affected by vandalism and theft over the past 2 years. And to bring back this critical service, a budget of 23 million rand has been allocated to restore Wi-Fi connections at affected sites. However, as we work to restore Wi-Fi services, we would like to appeal to our residents to work with the city to protect our infrastructure. Where communities witness theft and vandalism of critical infrastructure, they should call out this behavior and report it to the law enforcement authorities. We cannot do this without the help of our residents in the city, Speaker. And then, Councillor Wakeland, the work you and your department are doing is inspiring and commendable. And I will know you will do this city and the residents of Tshwane proud with this budget. Thank you for your exceptional service to the residents of the city of Tshwane. Honourable Speaker, the Roads and Transport Department is moving at full speed to deliver a well-functioning and integrated transport network in Tshwane to enhance accessibility and ease of movement to all. Efficient road and transport systems are crucial in facilitating economic growth and supporting our residents to connect easy to economic zones throughout affordable public transport services. The department is moving ahead with plans to drive the development of the integrated rapid public transport network, and an allocation of 52 million rand has been provisioned for the construction of a world-class intermodal facility at Wonderburg. The facility will integrate various transport modes, allowing commuters to have easy access to transport links such as trains, rapid transit buses, minibus taxis, and non-motorized transport facilities. Another planned project is the construction of Line 2B in Linwood Road. The project comprises, among others, upgrading the road intersection along Atterbury and Linwood Road, which includes upgrades to and the provision of associated services in the intersection of Linwood Road and Road Road. Linwood and Atterbury Road and Justice Mohammed Street, and an allocation of 120 million rand has been made towards this project. The department will also invest in developing public transport facilities. Most of these facilities, such as taxi ranks, lack basic amenities, such as reticulation, portable water sanitation, waste management systems, and shelters. As part of this effort to address this, an amount of 5.8 million rand has been provisioned to complete and repair the maintenance at the transport facility at the Centurion taxi rank. Another key deliverable for the department is the provision and maintenance of roads and stormwater infrastructure. And an allocation of 143 million rand will go towards road and stormwater infrastructure construction in Garankuwa, in Mabopane, in Soshanguve, Refilwe, Ikangala, as well as Raitu. Honourable Speaker, Councillor Shilowa and the team are doing great work to chip away at this important and difficult portfolio. The execution of these budget items will make a difference, and we know they will get it done. Honourable Speaker, the Environment and Agriculture Management Department plays a crucial role in the city of Tshwane by providing efficient waste management services and protecting natural resources and supporting smallholders and farmers. To carry out its mandate, the department has been allocated about 2 billion rand in the budget for the 22-23 financial year. In order to support food security initiatives and job creation in the agriculture sector, an allocation of 1.8 million rand has been set aside. It will be used to support smallholder farmers in technical training and business skills. This will assist to enhance smallholder farmers to increase productivity and growth. Another allocation of 4.5 million rand will go towards safeguarding our natural environment by removing invasive alien plants. This forms part of compliance with various pieces of national legislation to protect the natural environment. Moving to our efforts to fight environmental damage caused by littering and illegal dumping, an allocation of 43 million has been provisioned to support the Swelapero clean-up campaign, along with the wide cleaning and dumping sites we find in the city of Tshwane. A big chunk of the pie of 702 million rand has been allocated towards household refuse removal and rudimentary services, including informal settlements. We are also planning to expand our services to more than 10,000 new households in the upcoming financial year. And to send off our loved ones with dignity, the city's only crematorium in Pretoria West has been allocated 500,000 rand for maintenance. It is our goal, Speaker, to have the department use this budget effectively to enable the city to provide critical environmental and farming support services. And Alderman Matebe, your leadership will see this happen. I have no doubt, and I wish I could give you more budget, as I know it will be in very capable hands, but we will get there. So please see this budget executed. Honourable Speaker, one of the main responsibilities of the Health Department is the provision of quality primary healthcare services to our residents in order to create a safe and healthy community. To achieve this, the Health Department has been allocated 587 million rand for operational purposes and 49.5 million rand for capital projects in the 22-23 financial year. An amount of 97.9 million rand has been allocated for municipal health services to inspect, monitor, and resolve environmental challenges and to prevent disease of environmental origin, among other functions. This budget allocation will help the municipal health services section to ensure compliance with a wide variety of bylaws. The city's 24-hour clinics have been collectively allocated 251 million rand. The clinics continue to function optimally despite the increased workload from COVID-19 vaccinations. Our clinics are inspected and rated on a regular basis to ensure that they maintain high-quality service standards. Furthermore, to ensure the continuous availability and accessibility of quality medicine, the pharmaceutical service section has been allocated 41.2 million rand. An allocation of 31.7 million rand has been provisioned to strengthen the fight against substance abuse within our communities. This is a matter that the city takes seriously. and we will continue to address this issue through our partnership with the University of Pretoria, where we have established the community-orientated substance abuse program. And given that HIV and AIDS, tuberculosis, and other sexual transmitted diseases remain a major health challenge in our communities, a budget allocation of 21.8 million rand has been provisioned to drive awareness campaigns throughout the city of Tshwane. In addition, a conditional HIV/AIDS grant of 25 million rand will be allocated by the Gauteng Provincial Department through publication in the Government Gazette. And another 29 million rand has been allocated to employ contract workers to perform various health support services. A key capital expenditure for the department is the ongoing construction of the Lusaka Clinic in Mamelodi. An amount of 49 million rand has been allocated to finalize this project. And the clinic will provide much needed quality health services to the people of Mamelodi and surrounding areas. Councillor Marx, you have impressed me and many with the skills and finesse you have brought to this department. And I'm really glad we have you to see this budget improved. You are doing excellent work, and I know you and your department will continue to do so and do the residents of this city proud. Honourable Speaker, the Community and Social Development Department Services is committed to its mandate, which is to enhance the quality of life of Tshwane residents, especially the poor and marginalized. The department has been allocated more than 550 million rand for the 22-23 financial year to achieve this objective. Having taken note of the lasting negative impact of COVID-19 pandemic and the continued economic hardships facing many of our people, 4.8 million rand has been allocated to our food bank to provide relief to qualifying destitute families and non-governmental organizations. The Tshwane Food Bank annually supports more than 15,000 families and 24 non-government organizations, which in turn accommodate and assist homeless people with food relief. The food bank is also extended to help with relief efforts after disasters such as floods and fires. The department is also committed to assist in the fight against unemployment with its own allocation of 72.9 million rand for the expanded public works program. Using our transparent and fair lottery selection system, the expanded public works program will continue to provide work opportunity in order to fight poverty and give a sense of hope to many unemployed residents in the city of Tshwane. The city also runs the public employment program with funds allocated by National Treasury of amounting to 140 million rand. Through the public employment program, the city of Tshwane will continue to create short-term employment opportunities for residents. It is our hope that these recruitment interventions will make a difference in the lives of many unemployed people in our city. And Councillor De Bruin, I cannot allude to just how difficult the work in your department is, and that will be both professionally but also emotionally due to the environment that you work in. But I know your heart, and I know you will make sure that this budget is appropriately spent and spent in full. Thank you for your hard work. Honourable Speaker, our community safety cluster plays a key role in ensuring the security and well-being of residents while providing quality emergency services to all. It is important that residents feel safe and secure in the city they call home. Therefore, enhancing safety, security and emergency services forms part of our coalition government's priorities. The community safety cluster comprises of the Emergency Services Department and the City of Tshwane Metro Police Department. Starting with the Emergency Services Department, the department is often rated as one of the top emergency services departments in South Africa's local governments, and we are very proud of that. To ensure that the Emergency Services Department continues to deliver on its mandate, which includes disaster management and speedily responding to fires and accidents, the department has been allocated 986 million rand for the 22-23 financial year. This operating budget will be used to render essential services, focusing on the following key deliverables: performing fire suppression, rescue, emergency medical treatment, hazardous materials and related response services. Performing regulatory fire safety duties throughout the city to ensure compliance. Operating a 24/7 emergency communication center for emergency call-taking resources, dispatching, and major accident management. Ensuring the optimal functioning of the Emergency Services Training Academy. Coordinating the implementation of proactive disaster management, prevention, mitigation, and preparedness programs. And leading the coordination of risk management and safety at sport, recreational, and major events. While the Emergency Services Department has not been allocated a capital project budget for the 22-23 financial year, the department will continue to plan for the future construction of an emergency services stations across the city of Tshwane. Moving to policing matters. The City of Tshwane Metro Police Department is tasked with 3 core functions, namely bylaw enforcement, road policing, and crime prevention. To adequately carry out these crucial safety and security duties, the department needs to be capacitated with budget that supports its immense task. And for the 22-23 financial year, the department has been allocated an operational budget of 2.8 billion rand and a capital budget of 10 million rand. Some of the speeding highlights will include a 31.5 million rand allocation for fighting illegal land invasion. The issue of land invasion is a serious challenge in the city of Tshwane and often hampers service delivery projects. It is important that we strengthen the city's response to land invasion to prevent this illegal action from taking any further. As part of our prevention strategy, we are appointing service providers to patrol hotspots areas and demolish illegal structures. The service providers work alongside the Tshwane Metro Police Department and other stakeholders that are part of our multidisciplinary team to combat illegal invasion and related contraventions such as illegal electricity connections. To boost our current road law enforcement efforts, 15 million rand has been allocated for the procurement of 15 fixed speed cameras and other related equipment for speed law enforcement. Our budget for the community safety cluster demonstrates our commitment to ensure that we address security issues in the city while working along other law enforcement agencies to prevent and combat crime. And of course, let us remember the 10 million rand that will go towards the cable theft unit as mentioned in the beginning. And Alderman Tennyson, your vision and for the cluster is encouraging to all of us. I wish I could give you a blank check, as I know you will execute it well, but we will get there as per our discussions. And thank you for your leadership, and I know you will see Tshwane become safer every day under your departments and for the benefit of our residents. Thank you for your work. Honourable Speaker, the Human Settlements Department's budget for 22-23 gives priority to providing dignified housing, swift relocation, and quality services to our residents. The department is planning and offering a combination of services to existing settlements while also investing in new developments and social housing projects to accommodate a large percentage of the growing household demand and the housing demand in the city. Our 22-23 financial year budget makes provision for 411 million rand towards capital projects and 970 million rand for operational expenditure in this department. A total of 145 informal settlements are confirmed to be developable based on high-level feasibility studies that we conducted in the city. And in line with the informal settlements upgrading strategy, the city has appointed town planners to proceed with the township establishment and approval of general plans for approximately 100 informal settlements in the next 3 years. We will formalize those informal settlements, Speaker. For this development, we ensure 32.3 million rand will be allocated towards township establishment during the 22-23 financial year, and 13.5 million rand will be allocated to relocate beneficiaries to permanent stands in the following areas. Portion 9 and 10 in Hammanskraal, about 2,400 stands, my apology. Stinkwater Extension 10, 900 stands. Proposed Camille Drift Extension 37 and 42, 600 stands. The Wagensdrift, 180 stands. Proposed Orchards Extension 110, 4,200 stands. And Hammanskraal West Extension 4, 3,300 stands. The city will allocate further 37.5 million rand for the provision of rudimentary sanitation services and 340 million rand for the provision of water services to informal settlements. The department will also focus on providing water and sanitation and constructing of roads and stormwater, which will be prioritized in all townships such as Mamelodi, Soshanguve, Mabopane, Garimkua, Winterveld, Atteridgeville, and many more. Honourable Speaker, other budget highlights for this department includes the following. 129.8 million rand has been provided for the reticulation of water provision to 2,504 service stands. This work includes providing bulk water pipelines, connecting points to enable reticulation of services to our stands. And we will give our people dignified land where they can live through these stands, Speaker. 106.7 million rand will be allocated towards the provision of sewers for 701 service stands. Similar to water, the allocation budget will also cater for linked sewers to enable reticulation to these service stands. And the city will further construct 24 kilometers of roads and 6 kilometers of stormwater drainage systems in human settlement developments at a cost of 148.1 million rand. Much like most metropolitan municipalities, the city of Tshwane is facing an increasing demand for housing that is close to and within a 30 kilometers radius of economic nodes and opportunities. To address this, an amount of 233 million rand has been allocated for the development of affordable rental social housing units through Housing Company in Tshwane. The city's social housing projects offer mixed units for young families and urban economically active residents. The target group is Tshwane residents who do not qualify for government-sponsored housing, nor earn enough to qualify for home loans, in other words, earning between 1,500 rand and 15,000 rand per month. And this is what is referred to as the missing middle group. The city is also working with the Gauteng Department of Human Settlements to address the backlog of the National Housing Needs Register, which is currently at 210,000 for the city of Tshwane. 50.8 million rand for the Human Settlements Development Grant will be used to develop more low-cost housing units. Honourable Speaker, our human settlements budget allocation and plan programs truly demonstrate the city is committed and our commitment to provide dignified housing and services to all our people. And Councillor Tel, you and I have known each other for a long time. You have a particular set of skills when it comes to your work in this department, and your excellent and hard work is noted and appreciated. Thank you so much for all your effort. Speaker, as I conclude, earlier I mentioned that the task before us is not an easy one. Indeed, we have a challenging journey ahead. However, as elected public representatives, we must work together to restore the hope of Tshwane residents through quality service delivery guided by this budget. We must always keep in mind that a significant percentage of this budget presented here today comes from ratepayers. These are residents who dutifully pay their municipal accounts, and so we have a responsibility to ensure that we thank them for delivering on our commitments. So thank you to those residents who consistently pay their municipal accounts on time and regular. We thank you, and it's a pleasure to serve the residents of this city. Speaker, this budget, if executed effectively, will make a difference in the lives of the people across the city. To do this, we need an administration that runs efficiently. Thus, I want to appeal to the leadership of the administration to ensure that they properly plan and thoroughly execute these projects that we have identified in this budget. This budget is a paper budget. Only once it's executed, only once it's implemented, we will see the effect that this State of the City address by our executive mayor, followed by this budget, will bring to the city. We need to execute this budget. We owe it to our public, to whom we are accountable, as they have a right to oversee our progress. Please work on this. We have now had the opportunity to hear the state of the capital address, which has been followed by how it will be funded in this budget, through this budget speech. This means that we must now roll up our sleeves and get to work. Lastly, Honourable Speaker, I want to acknowledge the work of our Executive Mayor, Alderman Randall Williams, and all the MMCs present, as we have workshopped this budget extensively. The leadership is guidance from the political executive create an environment that where things can happen and where we have no limits to what can be done. Our mayor is an integral part of the success of what we will see coming in the future and what we have seen today, and we thank him for his leadership. And I thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you very much, MMC Sutton, the leader of executive business. Now, Honourable Councillors, please note that as pre-scheduled in the annual program, the special council meeting will be held on Thursday, the 26th of May, 2022 at 10 o'clock to firstly debate the budget speech and secondly to approve the IDP and the 2022-2023 medium-term revenue and expenditure framework for the city of Tshwane. Honourable Councillors, it is for sound practical reasons and as is custom that the budgetary reports, that is the IDP and MTREF, are only distributed or loaded on SharePoint calendar after the MMC for Finance has delivered his budget speech. Honourable Councillors and distinguished guests, let me thank the MMC for Finance for what I undoubtedly was a very insightful, inspiring and stimulating budget speech for the 2022-23 financial year. Please note that the budget speech will now be distributed to all councillors via SharePoint. Now we move on to conclude this meeting. Honourable Councillors, I wish to thank you for your attendance of this special council meeting. This meeting is now concluded. I thank you.